Let's go to Roman numeral 2, though, and talk about the identity theft red flags. So there is also a requirement that if you are going to be pulling consumer reports, and you're going to maintain these types of accounts, that you also have to have an identity theft program. So you're going to be on the lookout for red flags. Okay, now first off, this rule applies to consumer accounts, so that we're going to kind of use that definition that's under number 1 there. But it also applies to non-consumer accounts. Look at what it says under number 2. So really, it's kind of a catch-all. All of your accounts, you should be on the lookout for potential red flags that could indicate that you have identity theft going on. Okay, so definition, you can see it's a very broad definition. What do I mean by identity theft? It's a pattern or practice or a specific activity that indicates the possible existence of identity theft. Okay, so these are things that you're just going to be on the lookout for. And they've, in the reg, they've given us 5 categories. So part of these categories are the alerts that you receive from a consumer report, and you've seen these. They sometimes they'll say address discrepancy or something else along those lines. If there's any suspicious documents or suspicious personal identifying information, I've seen credit cards that just are just don't look right, or somebody brings in an ID that looks like it might be a fake ID. McLovin comes in and he's going to use this ID to open an account. But there's these categories of red flags, and you have to have a program in place where you identify the red flags that you as a financial institution you're going to be on the lookout for, but then you also have to respond to them. So you have to identify red flags you're going to be on the lookout for. You have to detect those red flags when you actually encounter them. So in other words, you can't just ignore the red flags as they come across your desk. And then you have to resolve them. So it's a 3-step process. You have to identify the red flags you're going to look for. You're going to detect them when they actually come across your desk, and then you're going to resolve them or respond to them appropriately. And there's a list. If you look on letter C, there's a list of ways that you can respond to these. It could be reaching out to the customer. It could be doing your own internal investigation. You could just decide not to open the account. But the key here is you have a red flags program, and you're going to be on the lookout for this type of thing. Okay.